How to make a perfect Persian rice. What makes Persian rice so yummy. Rice grain inside just falls apart and it's just beautiful. This is a savory and sweet dish at the same time. I cannot even say a side dish, it's more like a star of the show. You will never fail and you will always look like a pro. You will say, wow. I just love all this textures and colors. Now the fun part. The smell is outrageous. Check out how puffy they are. So pretty. Wow moment now. Ta-da! You see it? And as you see, I'm gonna taste this. So buttery, so flaky, and has it all. Hello everyone. I get this question all the time, how to make a perfect Persian rice or tahdig. This is one of the most challenging dishes, I would say, but when you know the rules and you know how to choose the proper ingredients, you will never fail. And this dish, it's one of the most impressive, most stunning and beautiful rice cake that you will ever serve for your guests, for your family. It's something extremely special. So let's begin. I will show you how we start. First thing is the rice itself. You have to pick the proper quality rice, and this is the brand that I use, and you will have the QR code, you will have the Amazon storefront with all of the information for particular these ingredients, because it's very, very important. So this particular rice, the basmati rice, the reason it cooks perfectly because you want the tahdig to be really crispy on the outside and very flaky on the inside. Each rice grain inside just falls apart and it's just beautiful. So let's begin. The first thing we do is, I have here the hot water boiling. We're gonna parboil the rice. Again, you have the recipe there, the QR code with all of the amounts, the ingredients that I perfected this recipe. I've done it so many times until I came to the perfect one, because again, I also made a lot of mistakes, and you want the cake, you want the rice when you flip it to look like a perfect cake, and when you cut it to be super crispy. So let's begin. I have hot water here boiling, and we will parboil our rice. So I'm gonna add some salt to the water. That's how we season our rice, because you want the rice to be to have some saltiness, but not too much, because this is a savory and sweet dish at the same time, right? Because we have all the dry fruit. So I'm throwing the rice, mixing it well, and I'm gonna cover just for about a couple of seconds until it gets back to the boil, and then I'm gonna open the cover again. Okay, that's what we do first. Then I want to show you what ingredients we have here. We have beautiful saffron, we have turmeric, ghee, which is a very important ingredient because of that really beautiful flavor of that burnt butter. It just creates this almost caramelly flavor to the rice. An egg, yogurt, and dry fruit that I'm using. I prefer this too. I've tried different ones, but I love this the most. We have tart cherries, and we have raisins as well. And the second thing we will do, we will infuse our saffron. The next thing we will do, I will take this beautiful saffron threads and add some hot water to extract that color and flavor. And then we will strain it. I prefer straining it because the threads itself give sort of a medicinal flavor. So I don't want to have that flavor when I bite into this thread, so I prefer straining it afterwards. So we have hot water, and we will just pour beautiful, and we will pour this water, and as you see, it instantly becomes a beautiful yellow color. Now when it's boiled, we remove the cover and let the rice, what does it mean parboiled? It means that we want to cook rice halfway through, which will give us a perfect texture while we are still cooking it and creating that crust. You will see what I mean. So this process will take about 5 to 7 minutes. I usually taste the water. I usually taste the water, and if you need a little bit more salt, add it because that's your only time that you'll be adding any salt. And you don't want to make it too salty at all because, as I said before, this dish is going to be sweet and savory. Savory is just a little part of it, but mainly it's on a sweeter side. But not too sweet, of course. It's really beautiful. I love serving this dish with, for example, with lamb. Lamb goes super well with it, and I have another recipe of my own that you could get in my cookbook, and it's lamb shanks and port wine reduction with pears, and it's just the perfect, beautiful combination of flavors. This type of dish you could serve with lots of different dishes, meat dishes, even with some fish. It's such a unique and wonderful, I cannot even say a side dish, it's more like a star of the show, because when you see the end product, you will say wow, just as your guests will. As you see, our saffron extracted really beautifully. All the ingredients are listed in the recipe, and we have the yogurt and the egg, full egg. Those two ingredients we will use for combining into the rice, which will hold the rice together, but at the same time will keep the rice flaky, and make sure those ingredients are also room temperature, because everything we're using, it's hot and warm. If you're gonna add cold, it might clump, so make sure everything is room temperature. And it's okay if some of the rice left here. We will put it all back into this pot, because I will be adding all of the ingredients that need to be added at this moment. So make sure we remove all this water. Perfect. As you see, the rice itself is pretty flaky, and that's how it's gonna pretty much stay for the whole time inside of that crust. Now I have our beautiful saffron, and we want to strain these threads, as I mentioned. So we'll be straining it now. And I also adding at this moment our turmeric powder. These two beautiful spices will add a really gorgeous yellow bright color when you cut into that rice. It's really, really stunning. I usually like to mix it together, because you don't want to have any clumps when you're adding it to the rice. So it's better to it's always better to put turmeric into liquid to make sure it dissolves and creates that wonderful color. So we have that. Now I have our egg, full egg. I'm gonna blend it also. I'm gonna mix the egg, add the yogurt into it. Mix it again. And I just love all this textures and colors. Don't be afraid of this kind of strange combination of an egg and a yogurt. You're not gonna taste any of that. It's more of a combining agent for our rice. It's just gonna keep it all together, but at the same time, leave the rice flaky inside, which is the most important part of this. So now I will add this ingredients into the rice. So I have our yogurt and egg mixture. And I have this warm water with saffron and turmeric. Add it all inside and mix it well. Let it sit for a couple of minutes until I prepare the next important ingredient. So I'm gonna put it on the side here. We're gonna cook our tart cherries and golden raisins in this beautiful ghee or clarified butter. I'm gonna put it in a pan, let it melt, and you have to put enough because you want actually that buttery, incredible taste. Is like almost caramel and burnt butter flavor. It's just so delicious. That's what makes Persian rice so yummy. This is the pot that I'll be cooking our Persian rice in. So it is 3 quarts, and I want this kind of depth, as you see. And again, don't be scared that it is stainless steel. It's not gonna be sticky. Nothing is gonna get stuck on the bottom of this pan or the sides. And we will do it by taking this clarified butter and smothering all over the pan before we add our rice. So as you see here, it's getting smoky. So I'm adding our beautiful tart cherries along with our raisins. You could add them at the same time. And they look so beautiful when they cook. They become like puffy and pretty and really golden and caramelized on each side. So, but they cook pretty quickly. Make sure you don't walk away because you don't want to burn this. The smell is outrageous. I just love the smell of ghee and this beautiful dry fruits cooking. It just creates wonderful, wonderful flavor. That will be a big part of our tahdig, the Persian rice. While this is cooking, I'm gonna add this ghee into the pot where the rice will be forming the crust. Okay, so I want to make sure that the bottom and the sides of the pan are fully covered in this ghee. So I'm gonna also put it on the stove and heat it up. Ah, the smell is beautiful. Can you see this puffy? Check out how puffy they are. So pretty. And it just creates a wonderful aroma to the fruit, and it's done. It's very quick, very easy and very quick. We turn this off and put it on the side. And I want to show you this part now. So we are melting our ghee, and we want to make sure, as I said, all of this pot is going to be coated, the sides of it and the bottom. I don't want to make it too oily, so if I have excess too much, I remove it. And now we will use a paper towel to just rub all of the sides of this pan. Okay, just a little bit. We don't want to absorb it. We really want to keep most of it in there, but I just want to show you just to make sure it goes all over the place, just like this. Okay, now this will ensure that our rice will not stick and just will keep creating the crust. It's going to be perfect, I promise. Next step. Now, when everything is ready, we want to begin the process of cooking this rice. So we're going to put half of this parboiled rice with our spices into this pan. And we want to make sure we press it down really well. You know, you just basically need to make sure that you have 2 layers, because we will put our beautiful dry fruit, half of it, inside of this rice that we just pressed on. So we're gonna put half of the fruit in the middle. So it's like a cake. When you cut it, you will see this beautiful, beautiful and delicious dry fruit. And if you feel like, you know, you want to put it all in, you can, and you can make a little more. It's you know, it's up to you. It's never too much. It's very, very delicious. The other half we're basically gonna put on top of it as a decoration, so you wanna put most of it at this moment and leave just a little bit to decorate the top, because the main layer is this one. Okay, we finished that. We're gonna put this on the side, and we wanna use the rest of this rice and cover that layer. And again, we will make sure to press it. And that's it. And it's easy, but at the same time, I wanted you to see all this process, because sometimes visual explanation is much easier than the recipe. The recipe could be really confusing. It's a kind of a simple dish, but it is complex to execute it properly. So nothing sticks. The rice is a proper rice. And when you flip this beautiful rice, it's gonna be whole. And when you cut into it, it's gonna be crunchy. You will hear that beautiful crust. Okay, let me finish this. All right, now I'm gonna make sure again that I'm pressing this really hard and evening out every corner, so it's on the same level. Not one side is bigger than the other. We want to make sure it's perfect, flat. And that's it. The next important moment is to wrap your cover with a kitchen towel. The reason we do it, we want to make sure all the moisture while this will be cooking will be absorbed into this towel. That will ensure that our rice stays moist, but at the same time flaky. It is a very, very important part. So do not skip that. Just cover it just like that and put on top. Turn on your stove into medium and let it slowly cook, medium to low. So usually what I do when I make my main course, which is, I love serving with lamb shanks. My lamb shanks cook for 4 hours, and it stays in the oven until my guests arrive, and it's gonna stay hot. So I wanna serve this at the same time. And usually the whole process will take 2 hours, because I make sure I leave it on a very low, and it just slowly cooks that crust. But if you wanna expedite that process, you could cook the crust within 40 minutes and you could put it on medium, but do not put it on medium high. You can burn it, because we want to make sure the whole bottom and the sides of this Persian rice will be crispy and caramelized. So put it on medium low. And it is okay to pick after 30 minutes. You could pick. You're gonna see how the sides starting to also become golden, and you can pick, and you will have an understanding. Oh, I have another 10 or 20 minutes. I could see that it's already forming, it's already rising, but the bottom is not burning. Do not worry about it. The reason it's not burning because it's not on a high heat. That's why I want to put on low to medium. All right, so from here, we're gonna just become patient and wait and see our beautiful result. So our rice is ready, and I want to show you how it looks, how beautiful. We could see visually that the sides of the rice are perfectly cooked. They are caramelized, crisp. The rice is ready, and I warmed up the rest of our dry fruit, and all the other ingredients are ready for decoration. I love using fresh pomegranates, and I love using any type of pistachios. So I have a texture here. I have the, really fine, which is really pretty, very green. And then I have some chunky pieces, so you could mix it all together. And I also like using a little bit of mild lemon zest or orange zest right on top of it, and the extra dry fruit. So how are we gonna flip this beauty around? So I'm gonna take this towel, and I have my platter ready. So what we want to do is to put the platter this way, and this is hot, don't forget. That's why I'm using my towel to help me to flip, okay? And I might need another, I need the hot hands here. All right, so I'm gonna take our pan and try to flip it. This plate is a little, you know, the square, but it's a really pretty plate, so. All right, there we go. We got it, and that's the wow moment now. Ta-da! You see, it worked. It always works when you know the rules and you know how to properly cook it. Nothing is gonna stick, okay? Now the fun part, we will decorate it with our beautiful, first we'll start with the hot, I warmed this up. This is hot tart cherries and raisins with some more ghee, which is always delicious. How pretty this is. And I'm gonna do this Meyer lemon zest on top. There are no rules. Put as much as you like. You could also put inside of the rice, you could put orange zest as well, if you like. Then we have our beautiful pomegranates. And I like that they are falling all over. It's really pretty. And our beautiful finishing touch, this really stunning color. Look how pretty all of these beautiful colors work together. The gold from our saffron and turmeric, the red from the pomegranates, green pistachios, and our dry fruit. Gorgeous, gorgeous cake. And now let's hear the sound of. And as you see, you could tell, let me show you how flaky this rice is inside, and the crust is really crispy, and you see this beautiful layer of the dry fruit. It all comes together, and it's one of the most delicious things you'll ever have. I'm gonna taste this. So buttery, so flaky, a little bit sweet, a little bit tart, and it has it all. Really, really beautiful. Now you learned how to make this beautiful Tahdig Persian rice. It's really simple, really easy, as long as you know the rules. So subscribe and follow me for more recipes and techniques how to perfect your foods, and you will always look like a pro. I hope this was helpful. I tried to make it as easy and as understandable as possible, because this is this can be a really complicated dish, but I broke it down for you, and from now on you will never make a mistake. This is just a wonderful, easy, and it's a wow effect dish. So I hope you like this recipe, and please press follow and like and comment. What would you like me to make next for you? That is something challenging that you have a hard time perfecting. I'll be really happy to help you with that as well. Please enjoy this recipe and let me know how it comes out. Thank you so much for watching.